Hi everyone, my name is Christina and I wanted to introduce myself to my new friends, my new community, fellow artists, fellow therapists, really just anyone who follows me and is embarking on a journey with me. So my name is Christina Elizabeth Fontanelli. I am an Afro-Latina psychotherapist and I specialize in art therapy and dance therapy. I was able to merge both because I can't see myself doing one without the other. I'm also a certified clinical trauma professional, and I think it's really important for us to be able to go into these spaces and have these conversations. But yeah, so that's just who I am, what I do. I'm the owner of Fontanelli Art LLC. It's been a long journey, but I'm glad that I'm here. And I created this company that uses art and movement for trainings on culturally sensitive approaches, trainings on trauma, and also I do art workshops, movement workshops. I'm a Zumba instructor. I'm a soon-to-be yoga instructor, and it's really just my life. I love it so much firsthand. Being an artist and being a mover, and it's just healed me from a lot of things that I've struggled with, and mental illness is something that I'm very, very passionate about, and I consider myself an advocate. And I just see so much brokenness in the world and so much just desperation for identity and to be seen and to be heard and to be understood and not to be shamed, and this whole stigma with mental illness. I think everyone struggles with it a little bit. And, we all have our days where some are harder and some are easier. But I think if we can just be in a community and be honest with ourselves so we could be honest with other people, that's where healing comes in. And so I just want to be very transparent on who I am and what I do. I created this meditation journal called Aligning Your Inner Self. And it is something that saved my life. It was something, all the tools in here that I have are things that I use firsthand when I struggled with insecurity, with low self-esteem, depression, anxiety. I struggled with panic attacks, especially in college, and, even generational mental illnesses that I wasn't even aware of until I became a therapist. And I created this when I lived in Miami. That's a big part of my story. I lived in Miami for 2 years, and I lived in Wynwood. I don't know if you can see it, but it says Wynwood Walls. And as you can see by my smile, I loved living in Miami. I graduated from first I graduated from Illinois State University, and then I transitioned to get my master's in art therapy at the School of the Art Institute of Chicago, which was a testimony in itself because a lot of people thought it was impossible, and I got in on the first try. That was the only school I applied for because I knew that was the school I needed to go to. And so once I graduated with my master's, I went to Miami and I experienced so much freedom. It was my first time moving away from home, born and raised in Chicago, going to a place where, the moment I land, I'm not a minority anymore. So there I really deepened with my faith. I'm a strong believer. I believe in God, and I would not be where I am without Him. So, woo-hoo, God. And I just, I grew. I was scared. I was alone. I had no friends or family when I moved there. I just did it because, I got a job. I got a home, and I wanted to see what was I made of. What am I capable of doing all by myself? And I think that's where, I've always, did some type of creative things, but I didn't know I was an artist until I got to college. And I was like, oh, that's why I'm so weird. So anyways, living in Miami really formed me to the woman that I am today. I lived there from 2016 until 2018. I had to move back for some family issues with my parents that were going on. But that time that I spent there was life-changing. Like I said, it deepened my faith, it deepened my artistry. I went through a season where I couldn't get a job, being a therapist and the pay and all the fraud. And I survived 2 months off of my artwork. I would go out into the streets and just like set up as if it was a studio, like literally on the sidewalk in Wynwood, and just paint. And I sold my book and I talked to people and I heard their stories and I heard their hearts, and that's how I survived. So a lot of the beautiful things that people may see within my life or on my page or just whatever I share, it all came from a place of pain, a place of hurt, desperation, loneliness, being lost, being vulnerable. And I believe that it's my season to now transition and be transparent and to share my story. So this is my vision board of the year, and it says go, and it's titled Go, and the word is very deep. It's very deep, because there's like on your mark, get set, go. No, this is just go. And last night I had a dream. I had a vision in which I saw myself, what I'm doing right now. I was painting and I couldn't see what was on it, but I just knew that it was huge. And I knew that I was in my apartment and that whatever would appear, whatever I would make was going to be a message from God. And so I went to Michael's, bought all this stuff, and I was like, okay, what do you have for me? As I'm making it, the word I made last year, I don't know if you can see it, but it's transformation. When I was about halfway through, which is funny because I recorded this as a time lapse, and then as soon as I stopped it, it just deleted. So I was like, all right, wasn't meant to share that. But as I was going through this, I wasn't intentionally trying to make it like a spiral or anything. And I had this hanging on my wall, and I looked over and I was like, I'm making the same thing again that I made a year ago. And so last year I asked God to transform me, to change me from the inside out, to gut out all the negativity and all the things that were meant to be a part of me that had just grown out of my journey. And I wanted to get rid of it, and I wanted to really, really change. I wanted to transform. And I asked him to transform me mentally, emotionally, and physically. Boy, did he do that. That's for another story. But I share that to expose this, how, I experienced a lot of grief and loss this year, whether it was through friendships, relationships, or jobs, transitions. And just like glitter, go. It's a celebration. You're here. It's time. Like, not New Year celebration, but like a celebration of that transition that I'm having in my life, where it's like, I'm a businesswoman. I'm sharing my heart, my passion with others. I love my life, and I love every experience that hurt me, that made me cry, that broke me, that tore me up, because now it's the platform on how I'm gonna go and help other people. Help people like you, whoever is watching this. I want to share. I want to tell you, you can do this. You're capable. You're worthy. You're enough. Everything that's happening is for a reason. You're seen. You're here for a reason. I see you. I see you. Whatever you're struggling with, you're gonna be okay. Get your support system. Find things that you're passionate about, your hobbies, your talents, and just dive into that. When I was in high school, my art teacher said that I drew like a kindergartner and that I would never be successful as an artist. And so getting into the Art Institute was like, there goes that. Made a whole profession out of it. But anyways, yeah, this is who I am. I'm gonna go. I'm gonna follow my dreams. I'm gonna follow my passions and just share as much as I can with you. And I can't wait to hear more about you, who you are, your story, and to the new year. So thank you, thank you, thank you.